Hey guys, I just want to talk about the dangers of psychedelic drugs, alright? Because on my channel I've been talking a lot about, the positive and the benefits of psychedelics and not really delving deep into the negative aspects of it. And yeah, sure, I warn you guys about the potential dangers of them, but I don't really emphasize the real dangers of what psychedelic substances can do to you. Okay? So it's time to polarize this channel a little bit and talk about the negatives. Because guess what, guys? There have been people who have killed themselves, right? During a very tough LSD experience. There have been people who have gone into complete psychosis and have never been the same after just one mushroom trip. There have been people who have died from taking iboga and ayahuasca. It happens, guys. It's very, very, very rare, and obviously the mainstream media really likes to amplify this very small percentage and ignore the plethora of positive reviews. But it still happens. And I feel like it's my obligation to warn you guys about the dangers of these substances, especially if they're not used correctly. I don't want anybody taking psychedelics just because I make a video about it. If you are prone to psychosis, such as schizophrenia or anything like that, psychedelics aren't for you. Straight up. And I know that it's very hard to tell whether you are prone to psychosis or not, which is why it's not good to have a high dose of a psychedelic drug for your first time. Start off really, really, really low, see how you react to it. And also, if you're on any sort of pharmaceutical medication, such as SSRI drugs, don't take psychedelics. Not very good chemistry, and can actually be fatal. And it's happened many times, people drinking ayahuasca. It's not the fault of the plant, nor is it the fault of the retreat. It's the people who lie and don't tell people that they're on medication. And also, if you have any sort of heart complications, like arrhythmias or something like that, don't take psychedelics. This is pretty straightforward. And the same, if you're in a really, really, really fragile mind state, psychedelics aren't for you. Now let me just clarify that, yes, substances like psilocybin or ayahuasca or San Pedro can be very, very, very effective for treating severe mental illnesses like clinical depression, severe anxiety, PTSD, bipolar even, things like that. But you got to understand that all these studies that have been done have been under the care of a guide or a psychotherapist or a shaman, you know what I mean? It's not just about taking a drug and just being cured of all your problems. This is why, if you are curious about having a psychedelic experience, it's best to do it with a guide, especially if it's your first time. Like, seriously. Shamans, for example, they hold the space so well and they help guide you through your journey. Okay? Because when you take psychedelics, you are opening yourself up to both worlds, the negative and the positive. And you're opening the doors to all these different dimensions. And there are a lot of entities out there that don't have your best intention for you. Just remember that. And I don't give a shit whether or not you believe in spirits or whether you believe these are just projections from your unconscious mind, because really it's the same thing anyway. But there are aspects of yourself or the universe, however you want to see it, that want to do great harm to you. And when you open yourself up to that world, to different dimensions, yeah, if you're not well protected, or if you don't do it in the right set and setting, it can be very detrimental, and it can be very hard to release that afterwards, and it can do a lot more harm than good in the end of the day. I know that Terence McKenna is a big advocate of taking psilocybin in silent darkness by yourself and taking a huge dose. And yeah, like, to an extent I agree, but I think you have to really, 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 really train yourself up to that moment. Because there are a lot of people that just aren't ready for an experience like that. I mean, Jesus, man, I couldn't even handle a 7-gram dose by myself. And I actually meditate, and I've had quite a few entheogen experiences. So imagine someone who's never had a psychedelic experience and then does a huge dose by themselves at night. I just can't imagine that would go well a lot of the times. Some people can argue, but it's just better to be safe than sorry, that's the thing. And I understand that not everybody is prepared to go overseas to take mushrooms in Mexico with a shaman or whatever. But if you do insist on having mushrooms, then please just do it with a trip sitter at least. That's the least you can do, and just treat it with the utmost respect and have a pure, strong intention as well. And just take it seriously, that's it. Alright? And as long as you follow the basic guidelines and you just focus on your breathing, don't resist and just surrender, then yeah, you'll be fine, right? Physically, these substances can't do you any harm. That's the mental aspect and the spiritual aspect, whether or not you believe in that. But yeah, just be careful, guys. I don't want anyone getting hurt, especially because they saw me talking about mushrooms and then they go rush out and do it and they have a really horrible experience. Like I said at the start of the video, these instances can be very rare for someone to kill themselves or like to just go mental, but it does happen. Okay, and I just need to put this video out there to warn you guys of the potential dangers of these substances. Oh, and also I want to bring up something that I said on my last mushroom trip report. You know, someone brought it up that, because I said in this video that anything less than a 5-gram dose is child's play. This is Terence McKenna pretty much likes to say this a lot, not in those exact words, but he pretty much says that the psilocybin experience doesn't start until the 5-gram dose. And whilst yeah, this can be true, it's just you got to warn people about this, because there are kids out there who are gonna think, oh, what? For what? Oh, is anything less than a 5-gram dose? That's a bitch dose. Fuck that. I'm gonna do 10 grams. There are kids like that, and then they rush out and do a huge fucking dose and then just really harm themselves. So I don't want that happening. So yeah, I apologize for saying that, and next time I'll just be more aware of how I word things. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm still very pro psychedelics, don't get me wrong, but it's just good to polarize and always see the other side of the coin. To all you people who haven't had a psychedelic experience before, just, like I said, follow the guidelines and treat it with respect, and just know what you're getting yourself into, and do your research. Do your research. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt, because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So just be aware of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.